Hello everyone and welcome back to My Dress Up Darling. This is season 2 episode 4. Last time, what happened last time? I remember last time we were hanging out more with Himeno, right? And we got to know his backstory a little bit. He seems he is amazing. And then we parted ways with him, I think, for now. So I guess we're probably going to be moving into something different. I don't remember like the very last thing that happened. I remember there was some sickness going on. Was that last week? Or no, that might have been a few weeks ago. I can't remember. Oh, I remember there was the thing where they had the birthday for Shizuka-tan or whatever. And she was like humping the pillow. I remember that. But yeah, anyway, I love this show. I can't wait to jump into more. So make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And get on my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. Let's get into this My Dress Up Darling Season 2, Episode 4. Russian roulette takoyaki. Oh, like you get takoyaki, you don't know what's in it, it might be bad? Okay. Ah. Pin the classes against each other. Yeah, now they're all competitive. She's a cute teacher. Beauty pageant. Marin's winning that. She's literally a model. Oh. Yeah, of course. Me? The model? Ah. Okay. Cross-dressing Marin? She's so excited about it. Oh, she's gonna fully cosplay. Ray Summer. Oh no. Is it weird? I mean, she would do that well. Press host. Yeah. It's such a shoujo! It's such a shoujo set of designs. Okay. What does it look like? I like the detail of the girl being started in the background. But you got hooked. No, that's nice, dude. I love this. Fits in with the themes of the show. You know, it's a feminine show. It's a show clearly for girls, but he loves it, and no one's judging him for it. Great. A performance. She gonna like dance to the opening song or something? Interesting. This is a good class. I like all these students. Ah, you gotta read it all. Oh, he's getting the credit for it though. This is such a wholesome class. I love all those students in that class. It's so great. Has all my measurements memorized. I imagine Gojo has her measurements memorized at this point. Oh, this is the shoujo. Oh my god, the rainbow flower. This is, oh my god, it's so shoujo. I love it. And I know I love it because like I like this protagonist because she's just like cute and positive and meek. And shoujo anime love doing that. Fruits Basket has one of my favorite protagonists of all time, with Toru. Is that actually a dude? I'm just thinking if it's like a twist that Rei's actually a guy. Oh wait, Rei is the one that Marin's gonna cosplay, right? So it is a dude. Feels kind of cheating to cosplay as a guy that cross-dresses as a girl in a cross-dressing competition. Well, not competition, but you know. I like how this is like legitimately kind of a good show. It's entertaining, you know. I'm enjoying it. There you go. Good twist. Oh my god. The student council president is the #1 host. Oh. She's self-conscious about just being normal. So is Rei? Is Rei actually a woman? Because if so, you're not... Marin's not cross-dressing, right? Oh, he's so attached. Great. This is great, but doesn't this mean Marin's not cross-dressing? I guess maybe just because she's dressing in masculine clothes, it counts. Because she's doing the same thing that the character is doing, dressing as a man. Yeah, that's important. Does that matter that much? The height? He knows the character. They're pretty cool outfits. He knows all your measurements. It's sort of erotic. Ah. This is good, you're communicating. Oh, fuck. But I'm glad he's communicating this up front when he didn't do that in the first season. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's gonna be really hard. Doesn't she suck? She sucks, right? At like making outfits. But I mean, now she has Gojo to teach her. Graham's back pain, aw. He's such a good guy. Is everyone gonna ask him questions? Oh. They're all like, aren't you working on the cosplay? Is that what they're thinking? Yeah. They like all took it into account because they're thinking about you. I love these classmates so much. They're the best. Don't let him push himself. Fucking, these are the greatest characters in anime existence. This is so nice. Cool. So they're still giving him a small task. None of them trust her. All the shit she could buy at the back. Oh, I love these characters. Oh. Oh. He's so excited that he gets to do this. Awesome. Oh, that's amazing. Incredible. For some context, it's my birthday today. And like I'm so glad this came out on my birthday. Like this is the sort of show that I'd want to be watching today out of all days. I loved that episode so much. The writer of My Dress Up Darling writes some of the most likable side characters I've ever seen. Like this, I had a huge smile on my face for like all of the scenes with the classmates and stuff in them, and I love the universe that they've set up here. Where I've talked about this a lot, but it does it a lot. It's the main thing in the series, but the themes of the series being like about, you know, liking what you like and not judging people for it. And you can tell the author so deeply believes that it's like, it's so ingrained within the writer's DNA that they're just doing it effortlessly in this whole series. And it makes all of these characters that I really, really adore, because they have this attitude to them which is so refreshing, of they're so accepting, and like there's the anxiety that Gojo has in his head of like how he thinks things are, but then like the people are just like reasonable, great people. I feel like it's so common in shows like this, like if there was a thing of like, you know, if you did have a character where it's like, oh, their gimmick is that they like stuff that's kind of feminine, and so people tend to, like, you know, judge them for liking feminine stuff, right? Generally, if that's like a character trait, what the writer will do is they will have that character be consistently put in situations where they kind of have to prove themselves, and like either Gojo or Marin would have to stand up for what he believes in, you know, like one of them would have to speak out against people, and so you'd have people in the class like whispering behind their back and being like, oh, isn't he the one that paints dolls or whatever, or like, oh, he's the one that makes the stuff, that's weird. And then like Marin would stand up and be like, it's not weird, it's blah 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 blah, and then the person would reply like, oh, sorry, and then like maybe at the end of the episode they would come and apologize and go, I'm sorry, we judged you, but I really like the outfit, can you make it for me, or whatever, like something like that, you know. And that's great. That's a fine storytelling way to go about it. It actually tends to be satisfying and good. So that's cool. But this way of doing the story, to me, is so refreshing. The world does, like, most of the people are absolutely cool with it and encouraging and great. And it's like there are still people in this world who are judgmental about it, like the person when Gojo was a kid and like Himeno's girlfriend. Those people do exist in the world, but the story goes out of its way to show those people as outliers and as like as the villains, as the ones in the wrong. But like outliers is the main part of that I think is really interesting to show, like, it's not that the world is judging Gojo or judging Marin or judging Himeno. The world isn't. It's these bad people who are like in the minority that are doing that, right? And if you don't even like pay attention to that side of things, you have a huge support system around you. You've got so many people that will love you for it, and you can like lean into that aspect of yourself, and everyone's gonna love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really cool the way that it's written, and it allows this story also to have like, stuff like that you oh my god, I'm so excited that I'm stumbling over my words, which is a good sign. It allows you to have stuff like a scene that, like, they're talking about a shoujo, which is very, very clearly geared towards women. Very clearly. I mean, the writer clearly wrote it to be like the most shoujo-y shoujo to exist. and that's awesome, right? I don't watch a ton of shoujo stuff or read a ton of shoujo stuff. But I never really shy away from it either. I'll take it in, and I tend to, when I have taken it in, I've tended to like it. My biggest exposure to the shoujo genre is probably Fruits Basket, as I mentioned here. There's Fruits Basket. There's also Given. I think Given's a shoujo. But it's like, it's mostly like, I have a friend who sometimes will recommend me stuff that she likes, and I remember her giving me like a huge recommendation for Fruits Basket for a long time, saying like, you will love the main character, you will love Toru. And then I watched it, and like, yeah, Toru is like the best, the absolute best. I love her so much. And in the English dub, she's voiced by Laura Bailey as well, which is like even better, because Laura Bailey, I adore Laura Bailey, one of my favorite people in the world. So I watched Fruits Basket. I really enjoyed Fruits Basket, and like still to this day, whenever I think of like favorite protagonists of all time, Toru's like in the top 3 pretty handily. I think I think I can confidently put her in the top 3. That's how much I liked her. So I like shoujo stuff. But that's a more mainstreamy one that I feel like a lot of not a lot of, but a decent amount of guys also tend to go to Fruits Basket. I've also seen stuff that's like even more catered towards women. And it tends to be fun, because I think what I like about it is it tends to lean into the idea of like the girl being so, like in this episode, like the girl being plain and normal and like, and whatever, but surrounded by phenomenal pretty boys. Like that is a lot of the vibe that a lot of them give off. And the good thing about that to me is I tend to like, normal, nice girls with a cute design. So I tend to at least always have something in the protagonist. And then also there often tends to be a lot of like emotional climaxes rather than like exciting climaxes to it. Whereas like when shonens will lean towards like more exciting things happening, shoujos will lean towards like, emotional highs. And I really like emotional highs. So I tend to really enjoy that stuff. But I just like that there's a scene where in this show where they're all in a class talking about a shoujo thing, and like you know, even some guys bring up that, or like at least one guy brings up that he takes it into, and like the people just excitedly start talking to him about it, you know, like there's no mocking, there's no even like the slightest bit of judgment, there's barely even an acknowledgement. They did I think he did say like my sister watched it or whatever, and I was in the room originally and just like kind of taking it in. But that's like kind of common, you know, like the target audience is originally watching it and then somehow it gets into your circle. That tends to be how it starts. But I love that scene so much. So there's that, and then there's also like the characters. Gojo is doing better, by the way. I think it's really amazing how during this episode he said to Marin, just so you know, there's only a couple weeks until this is done, until this is like, you know, until we have to do this, and I'm also on this other group, so I would have less time to work on this than I did with the one that I burned myself out on. And like that's amazing, because in season 1, like the big problem was they didn't communicate with each other, and they and so because of that, like he burned himself out, and it was awful, right? But that scene, like they could have done that again, but at this time Gojo's learned from it and immediately brought it up, like immediately said something, and I really liked that he did that. And then also I think it's really cool how they tried to address it, and then how Marin wanted to, okay, then I'll make it, you know, so that you don't have to suffer through that again. But then him going back to the classroom and then being like, hang on, dude, you're working on the costume. Like we know that you have that job and that it's gonna take a lot of fucking work. Don't stress about it. We got this. Like I love that they were all, and I love how how casual they were about it, where they were like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like go work on the thing, because if you help us, you're going to be like really stressed about it. And I also like them having a guy there that, like when Gojo's like, no, I'll work on both, the guy's like, really? You're so cool, dude. Like that guy takes it at face value, because I feel like that's also a very, very common, is like, if the person tells you like, no, I can do both, then like someone being like, okay, great, that sounds awesome, thank you, is like very common. But I like that guy is there, and he means well, and like that guy isn't a bad guy for taking that on. He really just is taking you at face value. But then there's another guy there who's like, no, this, we need to take care of Gojo as well. I think it's so great. Like this episode makes me smile so much to see how all of these characters are portrayed, and to see how the themes, the theme, which is to me the best aspect of this show, which is already incredible. This show has incredible animation and amazing voice acting and incredible character designs and a great concept, and like really nice emotional moments and stuff. Excuse me. And you know, a good OP and a good ED, and like it's got all of this stuff going for it. I truly think the theming of this show is where it shines the absolute brightest. And it is, and like I feel like it would be so easy to forget about the theme when you get carried away with the story and the characters. And yet this writer just holds on to it so deeply, and I love it. It's also something that I loved about like Delicious in Dungeon as well, is I feel like they had like a really cool theming to it. And then when the world expands, like towards the end of season 1, like there's getting more and more story and lore and character stuff going on, and like a bigger story, but it still to me feels like it's keeping the core themes in every aspect of the way, and it's like those themes are transforming every part of the story. And when a writer can do that, to me, it's like magnificent. It's truly, truly incredible. So I love that. Yeah, I think this show is amazing. So and sorry I'm coughing. I've healed from my flu, but I still have the lingering cough. So apologies for that. So the thing about Rei-sama, right, is Rei-sama is a woman, right? I think, like, just straight up a woman. I don't think Rei's actually, like, a trans man or anything. I think Rei's, like, straight up a woman. And, like, and all the characters in the show are, like, referring to her as a woman as well. And yet, it's, like, the idea is you're supposed to dress up as a man. But I guess the idea is, like, even though she's not dressing as a male character, she's dressing as a female character that dresses as a man. So she's still dressing as a man in terms of this beauty pageant, where it's like the goal is for the women to dress as men. So she's still following the rules. She's just also doing it and cosplaying a woman at the same time, but still, you know, falling within the rules. So that it does make sense once I started to think about it towards the end. But it did take me a bit to get there and to understand how that all worked, you know. Yeah, anyway. So there's that, and then the other thing is, in this episode, they did the whole idea of Marin said, I'll make the costume myself. And then all the stuff happened, and then by the end, Gojo was coming to help. So my question is, I wonder if it's just going to be Gojo making the costume again, which I would be fine with, or if they're going to continue with Marin making the costume, or if it's going to be like, Gojo is going to be like, all right, I'm going to be making the costume because I've got time for it now. And then Marin's going to be like, hang on, but if anything like this happens again, I want to know what I'm doing, so can you teach me as you're doing it? Like, can I be learning as we go, but you're still primarily making it? I feel like that's the best way to go about it, is like, sometimes it is going to happen where you're not going to have time to do it, and I still want, you know, to know that I can do it as a backup. So can you teach me a little bit? And then I wonder, I mean, I don't know how much Gojo is anxious about this sort of stuff anymore, but I just wonder if it's possible Gojo would be nervous about the idea of Marin getting too good at making cosplays, because then he wouldn't have a role in her life anymore, you know? Like, I wonder if I could see it going either way. I could see Gojo having those feelings, because he tends to get anxious about that stuff because he's very close to Marin. And I think still sometimes thinks of himself as like a cosplay machine for her, you know? But at the same time, I can also see if Gojo doesn't think that, because he's just happy to teach and for her to learn stuff, and so I could see it not even crossing his mind. So I guess we'll see. Anyway, that's my Dress Up Darling Season 2, Episode 4. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.